One of the best ways to have a great trip when you're traveling somewhere is to know what you can expect. And in this video, we'll be looking at how a 3-day trip to Amsterdam might look like. A super advanced city that is packed full of historical buildings, galleries, parks, and of course, freedom. And be sure to stick around till the end of the video because I have a great tip for cheap snacks in Amsterdam. Of course, we're gonna look at how much you can expect to spend in these 3 days. I'm gonna show you a couple of spots that I think are definitely worth a visit. Some of them are even free. We're gonna review a couple of restaurants and I'm gonna tell you some stories in the meanwhile. So the first thing you should probably know about Netherlands is the weather is just crazy. We didn't realize that until we arrived by a plane and a freaking snowstorm hit us right in the face. And as the night progressed, it didn't get any better. We waited for one team member until 1 AM in this cold train station. And during this time, I learned 3 things about Amsterdam. First of all, a short 10-minute ride can cost you up to 50 euro. Vending machines won't accept most of my Visa cards and it's almost impossible to find food after midnight. It can take over 2 hours for a simple cheese pizza to arrive. Malnourished. We opted for walking in the snowstorm, just to find out that our accommodation is not as spacious as promised. The first night was kind of stressful, but worry not, it's only gonna get better from now on. Maybe. Next day, the Avengers have assembled and we are ready to take on Amsterdam, which I never truly realized is a gorgeous city full of beautiful people, greenery and architecture.
Boring.
But not only that, in Netherlands, everything just works. And not only that, it also looks like everyone is rich. This, however, doesn't show up when you visit a grocery store such as Lidl. It's just crazy to me that so many products are available at such affordable prices. You couldn't find such cool salads in Eastern Europe, and if you could, they would be more expensive.
I will miss this so much.
It's definitely a good idea to visit a museum while in Amsterdam. We opted for the Van Gogh Museum, which left me disappointed because I expected the Starry Night to be there, but it's not. It's in New York for some reason. However, there was a pretty cool painting of a school smoking. If you're in Amsterdam for just a couple of days, I definitely recommend you to visit the Moko Museum instead. It's interactive, colorful, and also doesn't have the Starry Night. Now, I could tell you more about how one of the team members was nagging me and being super demanding, constantly asking for vegan food or making us spend hours in thrift shops. But I am better than that. I'm just gonna show you more footage of this gorgeous, mind-boggling city. And that's also my second recommendation. Take a big, long walk around Amsterdam. It's basically a giant open-air museum full of funky buildings, crazy, life-threatening bike riders and canals. After all this walking, you're probably gonna get hungry. And here's a fun fact about food and drinks in Amsterdam. They're not that expensive, at least for a casual day tripper. And you can find tons of different options. The selection is great and the prices are in many cases comparable to Bratislava. For example, I paid 7 euros for this pad thai and it had a grilled lime in it.
Oh look, the lime was grilled. Isn't it crazy? It has been on a grill.
A grilled lime. Have you ever seen a grilled lime though? One more thing that is free and I think is definitely worth doing is checking the red light district after it gets dark. It's really crowded, but it feels like you entered a completely different world. Like something out of Harry Potter, if Harry Potter was less about magic and more about prostitution. That sums up the first day with 3 different places to go and a general knowledge of prices.
I mean, we're supposed to feed us bad boys.
What? These are bad boys.
Now for the second day, maybe you want to do something different. And when I say something different, I mean windmills. And not only windmills. This entire tiny town that has windmills all around it. Not only windmills. This town also has a giant chocolate factory that makes the entire place smell like chocolate. Delicious. There is not much to do except walk around and look at the windmills.
I realized that all the windmills are the same.
But there is a free wooden shoe factory and you might tell yourself, who cares about wooden shoes? But wait. There is a free show where this handsome multilingual guy shows you exactly how such shoes are made. And honestly, it's quite impressive. Some of our friends, however, decided they're way too cool for wooden shoes and stayed outside. And were very cold. So don't miss out on the free wooden shoe show.
Yeah, because I was like, guys, what's happening? And you were like, not giving a shit at all.
Yeah.
If all the chocolate smells got you hungry, you can stop at a nearby place called the Diga.
The Diga.
I like the Diga.
Look what the Diga sees.
It's these windmills, more windmills.
Or return to the city center for this truly delicious and juicy burger. This was an accidental find, but OMG was this place delicious. And the service didn't suck either. A large menu with some fries, sauces and a drink was somewhere about 12 euros. If you're ever in a burgery mood, give this place a try. In general, you're probably not gonna have any problems finding good food. We stumbled into this scammy looking Italian restaurant with no Italian people working inside and the food was pretty great. Just check out the reviews when you go somewhere and confidently point at stuff. Now just a tiny tiny bit about transportation, only describable with one word: magnificent. The word it cannot be described with is cheap, but it's clean, comfortable, and always on time. Unless the entire country's train system crashes and it's impossible to get anywhere without haggling with taxi drivers. This pretty much sums up the second day. Honestly, the third day went a bit off the rails. You don't really have to watch this part, it's your life, I can't tell you what to do anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to travel again, ever.
But then, you would miss out on a free boat ride, a cool art gallery, and FEBO. But back to the beginning. We woke up in our spacious apartment and learned that EasyJet has cancelled our flights. Thank you, EasyJet. But after reading the fine print, we also learned that EasyJet has booked us in a 5-star hotel right next to the airport. Thanks, EasyJet. That means we have another full day to explore Amsterdam. So if you hop on this free boat on the Amsterdam's main train station, it will offer you great views of the city and also take you to this place called NDSM. This place used to be a shipyard, but after the shipyards closed, the various buildings were occupied by squatters. Eventually, it turned into this hipster art market thing with a bunch of cool cafes and restaurants that you can hang out in if you're looking for a change of pace on your trip. Here are some cool shots of this place. Okay, so you did the hipster boat thingy and now it's time for some snacks. If you're looking for cheap food, FEBO has you covered. It's basically just fried stuff in bread, but oh boy is it delicious. Judging by the footage, by this time of the day I was completely losing my mind.
We have a FEBO. There's more FEBOs. Wow, no seed in the FEBO?
FEBO! 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 FEBO!
As I mentioned, the public transport system crashed, so it was increasingly difficult to get anywhere in the city, which meant we had to take a metro to get on a bus. But this bus was not coming, so we had to get on a different bus and forgot to get out at our exit. So we needed to get another ticket and find a different bus. But that was okay because we eventually got food and free drinks and a free stay at this really cool hotel right next to the airport. But don't worry, this hassle probably won't happen to you on your trip. And if it does, enjoy it to the max. In general, if you're coming to Amsterdam, I think you're gonna have a great time. The city is extremely clean, safe, and easy to navigate. If you find something interesting or know about a restaurant that I should visit, please let me know in the comments. I'm going back to Amsterdam very soon. If you like this video, please drop a like and maybe subscribe. There is more content like this coming out every week. Love you, miss you, and have a great week. See you in the next episode.
Whoa! Okay, we don't have time for this. Or do we?